Hi everyone, it's Friday and we're doing our daily Clues by Sam. We have a tricky one today, and if you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily logic puzzle game where you have 20 people on a board. Each of them may be a criminal or an innocent, and they might give you a clue to help you figure out what each person is. And I'm here doing this every day. If you want to do it as well, there is a link in the description to take you to it. And I'm going to start mine right away and explain my logic as I go so you can follow along with me. Let's start. We go with Daniel, and he's telling you that Henry is one of Igor's 4 innocent neighbors. So Igor is down here, and he has 5 neighbors total. 4 of them are innocents, which means that Igor has only 1 criminal neighbor. But Henry is not that criminal neighbor, so he is an innocent. Now, Henry tells us that exactly 2 innocents above Zena are neighboring Igor. Well, Zena is down here, and she has 3 people above her who neighbor Igor. But only 2 of them are innocent, so that means that the single criminal neighbor for Igor is here, and they're either Lucy or Chase. And that makes Megan an innocent. Now, Megan tells us that 2 of us 3 guards have an innocent directly to the left of them. So Megan's a guard. There's 3 guards total. Second one is Daniel, and Chase is the third. But 2 of them have an innocent directly to the left of them. We know that Megan and Daniel are gonna have each an innocent and a criminal to the left of them, which means that Chase, the third guard, has to have a second innocent to the left of him to comply with the clue. So we know that Betty is an innocent. Now, Betty tells us that exactly 3 of Gus's 6 innocent neighbors also neighbor Henry. So Gus has 8 neighbors total, but 6 of them are innocents, which makes 2 of them criminals. 1 of them is already here in column C. 3 of them also neighbor Henry, or as Henry. What? Oh yeah, that makes sense, because Betty is one of them. The second one is gonna be either Chase or Lucy, and the third one can only be Kumar. That makes sense. Now Kumar tells us that there are exactly 4 innocents in column A. Since we know that column A has 3 people neighboring Gus, and one of them has to be an innocent, no. One of them has to be a criminal to be Gus's second criminal neighbor. There's 2 innocents here, but there are 4 innocents in column A, so 2 more people in this column have to be innocents, and those 2 can only be Nicole and Uma. Now Nicole tells us that row 5 is the only row with exactly 2 criminals. That's interesting. I don't think I can connect on that yet. So let's look at Uma's clue. Exactly 2 of the 10 innocents on the edges are Kumar's neighbors. Where's Kumar? Here. Kumar has 3 people neighboring him on the edges. 2 of them already also neighbor Gus. And 2 of them are innocents, which means that either Jerry or Floyd are an innocent and the other one is a criminal, because the second innocent person that neighbors Kumar on the edge is Nicole. And that makes Alice an innocent because Gus only has 1 criminal neighbor here. So that clue also tells us that there are 10 innocents on the edges. So let's leave that there. Alice now tells us that Sam is one of Raul's 6 innocent neighbors. Raul also has 8 neighbors, which means that if 6 of them are innocent, 2 of them are criminals, and Sam is one of those 6. We don't know about the criminal ones yet, do we? We know about row 5 being the only row with exactly 2 criminals, and those 2 will neighbor Rahul. Rahul. Because all 3 people who haven't been revealed yet in row 5 neighbor Rahul, so 2 of them will be criminals for sure. That makes it so that both Pam and Lucy are innocents. And since Lucy is an innocent, that makes Chase a criminal. And now we have Lucy's clue telling us there are more criminals in row 2 than row 4. Do we know about Henry's total? We don't need clues telling us about Igor's neighbors anymore. Right? Since there are more criminals in row 2 than row 4, and row 2 couldn't have 2 criminals because row 5 is the only row with 2 criminals, it's either that row 2 has 3 criminals, because the row isn't saying that row 5 is the row with more criminals. It's just saying that row 5 has exactly 2, which means that a row could have 3. And 3 would be more than 1 if Raul were a criminal. So how does that help me? Can we make Jerry a criminal and Floyd an innocent? And if that happens, we know that there's only one criminal in row 2, because row 2 couldn't have 2 criminals, but it still has to have more criminals than row 4. And the only way for that to happen is for row 4 to have 0 and row 2 to have 1. But if Jerry is an innocent and Floyd is a criminal, then row 2 would have to have 3 criminals. What am I forgetting here? I don't need this clue anymore. Oh, there's 10 innocents on the edges. Only one of them is gonna be here. Let's say that's Xena. How many innocents do we have on the edges now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that makes it so that Igor has to be an innocent, because we need someone else to be the 10th one. So Igor is an innocent for sure. And that makes it so that since row 2 couldn't have 2 criminals, it's only possibly gonna have 1. Raul couldn't be a criminal, because there's no way for row 2 to have more criminals than row 4 if Raul is a criminal. Now, this doesn't matter anymore, or this. Raul tells us there are as many innocent coders as there are innocent guards. How many coders are there? 3 coders and 3 guards. And one of those guards is a criminal. One of the coders is going to be a criminal and the other one's going to be an innocent, which makes Wanda a criminal as well, because Raul has to have 2 neighboring him in row 5. Wanda now tells us that no one in row 3 has more than 1 criminal neighbor. So that makes it so that row 3? Coomer couldn't have 2 criminal neighbors. That we already know. Jerry couldn't have 2 criminal neighbors. Is that it? Because there's no way for Lucy to have more than 1. There's no way for Megan to have 1. There's no way for Coomer. Oh, there is a way for Coomer to have 2 if Gus is a criminal. So Gus couldn't be a criminal. Oh yeah, now Gus tells us that each column has at least 1 criminal, which makes column D need a criminal, and that makes Zoe that criminal, which makes Xena an innocent. Nice. What? Okay, there's a clue that I should not be forgetting now. Oh yeah, row 2 has to have more criminal neighbors than row 4, so row 2 has to have a criminal, which makes Floyd a criminal and Jerry an innocent. Ooh, that was hard. in less than 10 minutes, so I'm happy about that. That was indeed a tricky one. But it's all a matter of you remembering what clues, or if you don't remember them, make sure to go through all the clues again and try not to dismiss any clues that could possibly have a use in the future. But if you're not yet good at remembering stuff from the top of your head, then go through the clues again every time. Look at all the clues that you have open yet, and then try to put them all together. That's a good strategy. So, yeah, I recommend doing that while you learn or you improve your memory. And I'll leave this here for today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back here again tomorrow with more Clues by Sam. Happy start of your weekend. See you tomorrow.